Our Dusty Baker is live from Lompoc to give you a preview of tonight's game. Dusty Baker, how are we doing out there?
Good evening, Casey Busher. Yes, well, week 0 is now officially in the past, so it's safe to say we are officially in the heart of the football season. And while we're not in league play, a big matchup today out here in Lompoc between Pioneer Valley and the Lompoc Braves. Now, these two teams heading into the day coming in with very different matchups, of course, in the past week, and very different mentalities as well into this week. Let's start first with Pioneer Valley. They, first of all, need to get on the board after last week. The Panthers played a great game defensively in week 0 against Independence, posting a shutout heading into the fourth quarter. The only problem was Independence was doing the exact same thing to them. Pioneer Valley wound up falling 7-0 in their home opener with an 0-1 record today. They look to try and even their record at 1 apiece. Remember, a year ago, Pioneer Valley did not have a single win in the regular season, but they made the playoffs, and then they beat Carruthers in their first playoffs matchup. So I think it's safe to say they would like to make the playoffs again this year, but with a few more wins on the track record in the regular season. Now, for Lompoc, they lost 2 key offensive players, DeVille Dickerson and Sheldon Camley, but quarterback Kevin Ross has returned to his role as a senior. The 6'1", 193-pound quarterback helped Lompoc open the season, opening eyes as well around the state, posting a 51-12 victory over Agoura. This Braves team looks to establish a winning streak this evening in their home opener against this Pioneer Valley squad. Now, a year ago, the Braves opened with 3 convincing victories before falling in 5 straight games. Both teams saying there is respect on both sides, and also both coaches, Dustin Davis, a former Lompoc coach, and Andrew Jones, having a personal connection to the other.
Them losing guys is never really a concern because they always seem to have 2 or 3 guys that are ready to come up and fill those roles. They are extremely well coached. I know they'll be extremely well prepared on both sides of the ball and special teams.
I've been telling our guys, as long as I've been here, for whatever reason, there's always been a little bit of a hiccup, not always losing a game, but playing poorly that second game of the season. We're trying to eliminate that.
While it's not a league game, both teams, of course, have a lot to play for this evening to establish at least somewhat of a win streak for Lompoc, a 2-game win streak potentially, and Pioneer Valley trying to get that first win of the regular season as well. It's a little windy, guys. The kickoff is set for 7:00 p.m. this evening, and it should be a great one here in Lompoc. Reporting live in Lompoc, Dusty Baker, KSBY Sports. Back to you, Casey.
Dusty, they're blasting the music out there.
High school football from up and down the coast. This is Friday Night Highlights.
Welcome to week 1 of Friday Night Highlights and the second week of the high school football season. I'm Casey Busher.
And I'm Dusty Baker, and let's get right to it. Pioneer Valley looking for their first win on the season, also looking for their first win from last season, too. They're taking on Lompoc for our game of the week. The Braves got their first win against Agoura in week 0. So first quarter action we go. Let's talk about Kevin Ross, because this kid, he is a special one, Casey. Play action. He airs this thing out to the right sideline. That's Marcus Maya with the reception here inside the 10-yard line. They air it out quickly. They get efficiency quickly. Then Ross, this time on a little slant to Nelson Maldonado. That's a 5-yard strike, makes it 7-0 early on in favor of Lompoc. And their defense was dominant early on. On the third down, they get a stuff of the screen pass. Then Ross to Maldonado, this time on a crossing route. Maldonado will take that all the way to the 10-yard line, and they would finish what they started yet again on their second drive here, because Ross, guess who, Casey? It's rolling out to his right. It's Maldonado in the corner of the end zone, making it look easy right there. Lompoc out in front early, 14-0, and the defense was stout. Looking like Alabama out there defensively. This is Jacob Manzo with the tackle, and that is a beautiful finish. That would be a 3-and-out for the second possession for Pioneer Valley offensively. This time it's Ross airing out. It's Rudy Elizondo here for a 25-yard strike. They are throwing it deep. They have the Texas Tech air raid offense right there. As you see, it's 21-0 in favor of Lompoc, and the defense is just swarming. They get another third down stop in the second quarter, and this time screen to Maldonado. Maldonado will then take this thing down the sideline. He'll take it 39 yards all the way to the end zone. zone makes it 28-0 in favor of Lompoc. That is an explosive offense, Casey, and there's no other way to put this here. They are going to be a threat all season long if they continue to do this right here. Kevin Ross, unbelievable. Lompoc wins it 54-7 against Pioneer Valley tonight. The Braves play at Carrillo next Friday night. The Panthers will host Rigetti. What a game for Lompoc.
The Lompoc Braves once again look extremely dangerous this season. Titans will play at Santa Maria next Saturday at 7 o'clock.
Talk about snapping a losing streak. 2 consecutive wins for Carrillo. How about this? Bakersfield Christian at St. Joseph tonight. The Knights coming off a 19-16 win against Palos Verdes. Second quarter, Mensah hits Colin Fassey. That is a completion that would lead to a first down and eventually to a touchdown as well right there. The Knights would have a 31-7 lead, and Carter Vargas trying to extend that lead. He's carrying this to the left side of the field, makes a cut. He's pushed out of bounds. Ultimately, the lead would be 31-7 at the half. Third quarter action, Jordan Delgado hits Bryson Waterman. They would make a stop here, though, on the defensive side for St. Joseph. No points would come across the board here. Vargas carries it up the gut for another dive play. St. Joseph gets a huge win today. They take it 38-7 over Bakersfield Christian at home. The Knights play at Newbury Park in week 3 on September the 9th, following their bye week next week.
Welcome back to Friday Night Highlights. We have more action coming your way this evening.
Yes, we do. And Itascadero looking for their first win tonight at home against North Bakersfield. Let's go straight to the action in this one. At home, a nice crowd for Itascadero and the Greyhounds, but first quarter action, watch this. Carry up the gut for North Bakersfield. Looks like they're going to get good yardage, but the ball comes out, and take a look at this one. It is picked up, recovered by Itascadero, and taken back the other way for 60 yards, a scoop and score, 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds. Then North Bakersfield, though, on the offensive side of the ball, they give a handoff here. This is going to go 50 yards the opposite way, the way that the Greyhounds don't want to see it go, and that's a touchdown. It's tied at 7 apiece. Second quarter, it's 10-7, Stars with the lead. They would get another rushing touchdown up the gut as well. This would give them a 16-7 lead at the time, but Itascadero falling in this one this evening to North Bakersfield, 37-14 tonight at home. The Greyhounds prepare for rival Paso Robles at home in week 2.
Here is keeping the drive alive here. AG's Drake Missamore runs for 22 yards. 2 Centennial defensive players almost took out our legendary photographer, Kenny.
We can't do that.
But don't worry, he's all good. 4th and 7 now, ball on the 27. 2 minutes to go in the first. Eagles get on the board. Senior wideout Damian Santos scores the first and only AG touchdown on the night, as Arroyo Grande would go on to fall to Centennial at home 39-7. The Eagles play at San Luis Obispo on Friday in week 2 of the football season.
I'm just glad Kenny is okay. Okay, moving on here. Templeton kicking off the season at home against Kalinga. Noel Brady back in action at quarterback here. He's going to hand this one off, this time to Anthony Chavez, but Chavez is going to air this thing out to River Waltmeyer. That is a great pickup right there. The drive would stall and end on a Eagle fumble, though. So Kalinga up 7-0. This time Chavez, he carries this to the 1-yard line. Wyatt Ramey says, let me finish what you started, buddy. Takes it into the end zone for the score. It's a touchdown, a 1-yard score, tied at 7 apiece. Johnny Peshong here takes down Deegan Brooks. He's not going to be the only guy that takes down another player on the opposing side in a huge way. He's going to have a teammate this time. How about Wall? Aiden Wall joining him here, stuffing him like a wall for a sack. Templeton turned it over 4 times offensively in the first half. They would fall to Kalinga tonight at home, 39-15 to kick off the 2022 season. The Eagles will host East Bakersfield next Friday at 7:30 p.m.
And Morro Bay tonight tops Carpinteria on the road 41-7. The Pirates are now 1-1 on this season and will play at San Ynez next Friday. The Carpinteria Warriors will play at Channel Islands.
Other action also. Santa Maria fell to San Marcos today, 28-9 at home. The Saints host Napomo next Saturday. The Royals will play at Rio Mesa in week 2. Great start here early on for San Marcos with a 2-0 record. Santa Maria will look to try and respond next week.
And what about San Luis Obispo? What a start to the season for the Tigers. 2-0 now, taking down Carrillo tonight, 27-7 on the road. The Tigers 2-0 to start the year. They'll prepare for Arroyo Grande next Friday night. Also could be our game of the week as well, Dusty Baker.
Casey, there's a special kid on that team. It's Kukuro. 2-0 start for San Luis Obispo. The rushing attack is great. They've got it clearly working early on. We saw them last week. The efficiency offensively. Clearly the defense is proving that they're legit. Going to be fun to watch moving forward. Other action too, Dos Pueblos wins 41-7 against Nordhoff at home, and now they're undefeated on the season heading into week 2. A nice start for Dos Pueblos right there. The Chargers will host Buena on Friday after this dominant victory over the 0-2 Nordhoff.
Dusty, give me your best team so far you've seen in 2 weeks. Who's standing out to you?
You know, I mean, you can make the argument that today Lompoc really put their name on the board here, on the map, if you will. That performance by Kevin was just unbelievable. He's closing in on several personal records. So also, by the way, several Lompoc high school records are closing in. They're trying to confirm that with us as we speak. So we may have a player of the week coming up too, Casey. What about you?
It's a tough one. I'm going to give my top 4. Lompoc, San Ynez, Carrillo, come on.
That's a pretty great start.
We love some Carrillo.
Yeah.
How about some San Luis Obispo?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we talked about it for a while. Kakaro has really helped lead that team. Keep an eye for number 5 out there. San Luis Obispo has found a way to really drive the force here offensively. And the defense, if they could step up the way that they did today, I mean, man, you've got to take those Tigers seriously moving forward. But I got to tell you, the team that's impressed me right now, at least Lompoc, holy cow, do not want to face them if you're any opposing team.
Absolutely. Well, we will see you next week for our next Friday Night Highlight show. That's a wrap of week 1. If you have a recommendation on a player to watch or any stories that we should highlight on any of the teams across the coast, please let us know.
Yeah, you can email or shoot us a message on Facebook or on Twitter as well at KSBY Sports. And if you see a play in action that you want to see, once again, we'll head to our website. That's ksby.com.
And of course, before we let you go, here's tonight's Sights and Sounds. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend and good night.